What's good, you guys? Cali Green Too Fresh here. Got a very special In the Tunnels interview. Got my boy Claas on the phone. What's up, Claas?
Hey, what's going on, man?
When was your actual first real Juggalo experience? There's a big difference between having a couple of homies, and kicking it and listening to ICP, and then taking that next step and going to a show and interacting with the Juggalos in a whole. It's a lot different. When was your first real Juggalo experience?
I would honestly say because I had went to a lot of shows prior. They always would come through, like, they came to Dallas a lot of times, and I saw so many different concerts, and then just the craziness, but I truly think one of the first, like, the wildest experience was going to, like, the first gathering, like, when they started doing gatherings, because I've been to every single gathering so far, and just going to the first few gatherings, like, it was so, like, going to a show in your city was cool, and then I had been to a bunch, and it's like you always see those people there, and the jugglers, but the gathering, like, fucking changed the game with the whole Juggalo experience. Like, even those first ones in the convention centers, because you would go to a town and the streets would just be full with Juggalos that you had never met. And remember, like, at that point, the internet wasn't even as big as it is now. When they first started doing gatherings, the shit was cool on the internet, but it wasn't like it is now. So you didn't know a lot of these people, like you can know them now, like via Facebook and Twitter. So you were meeting like a sea of fucking brand new, like, homies and shit that you had never met before. And it was like love, like, immediately. Like, it wasn't like there was no awkwardness. Like, you went to the gathering, and as soon as you got there and got hit with a whoop whoop, like, it was done. Like, you were just hanging out and fucking kicking it for 3 days with a bunch of people you never knew and never met. But from that point on, you knew that you had those friends for good, And so that was probably the first, real experience in, how crazy Juggalo shit is and how cool it is in your life, to be a part of it. For me, because it was so much different than just going to the show, with my homies when ICP would come to town.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. I've been to one gathering. I went to the 10th annual, and it was so fresh. I think I spoke with you for, a split second at that gathering. But it's good vibes all around, and I was hearing that was even whenever, like, things were kind of like a little shaky, but for me it was good. It was good all around for me. What do you think of the new gathering location?
I thought it was pretty cool, man. It was a lot smaller than Cave in Rock, but at the same time, it was still bigger than, all the old school ones at, like, convention centers and shit like that. Like, if the old school Juggalos that had started going to the early gatherings, like, they'll tell you flat out, like, no matter how big the campground, that shit is vastly different and better than the convention center shit, because that shit was kind of crazy, trying to be in a loaded-ass convention center with fucking cops all around and just, like, madness. But, like, the new spot was cool. I thought it was neat. It was a lot smaller walking around, so it was a little more convenient than Cave in Rock because of how less spread out it was. They still had a dope main stage area, and all the way they had the merch set up this year was like merch row, and everything was, like, real cool. So I actually dig it. The weather was good out there. We didn't have to worry about really anything in Ohio this year, whereas in Illinois, there was at least one day where it fucking rained every year. So, it was pretty cool. I liked it.
Well, hell yeah. And since we're on the subject of gathering, why don't you tell us, just off the dome, what is the craziest thing you have seen at the gathering?
Oh, shit.
You've been to all of them, so, I know you've seen some crazy shit.
I've seen a lot of wild shit. Drug bridge and fucking, some shit that Jelly Roll's gotten on video, and You know, I saw two people dry humping on a golf cart with security in it one time. I saw a dude at Cave in Rock damn near walk off the edge, like literally, you know, almost walked himself into the river. Like, I mean, just, I saw one year a homeboy of mine, now, Psycho Jesus, let a dude punch him in the face. Like, you know, there's been some wild shit. I mean, I've seen people, like, one year I saw a dude who had a chair like wrestling and was, you know, asking people for $1 to let them smash on him with a chair. You know, just one good shot with this chair. I mean, there's some crazy shit. Plus, like, I mess with Wolfpack now, and so every year I'm with Wolfpack for Psychopathic Radio, and some of the craziest shit you'll ever see is at the Wolfpack thing. I mean, we saw the dude's nipples get ripped straight off his body.
Ooh.
I mean, so some of the wildest shit you can see is just that Psychopathic Radio throughout the day, and like you'll see some nut shit.